I'll try to be more specific, but as I said earlier, karma is quite vast and it not so easy. For instance, when we talk about bad karma and good karma, yes, broadly speaking, a big generalization, you can have things like killing, stealing, lying. These are bad karma. Also, when we talk about the karmic consequences, broadly, you can say like sickness, sadness, I don't know, dysfunctional life. You can sort of broadly say probably caused by bad, or it is my bad karma, very broadly. Because we human beings tend to think like that. Oh, he's very lucky. He has a lot of money, in that kind of sense. Because that's very subjective. From what point of view are we deciding that somebody is lucky just because they have a lot of money? Some people say, oh, he must have a lot of merit because he lived long. So, there are stuff like that we human beings think is good, like living long, wealthy, stuff like that. But that's a very, very, what do you call it? Big generalization. And based on this kind of generalization, there are also many specific generalization, like some Buddhists would think, oh, if you are sick, this may be because your dharma practice is sort of gathering up all the, what do you call it, bad karma, and make it happen now so that you will not go through these consequences later. There's that kind of generalization. We really don't know this. As I've said in the past, in one occasion, I don't know, some of you may remember this. And since I'm in California, I think it's safe to say this. One could almost say that, like it is marijuana, right? Marijuana, that the phenomena of this grass has brought a lot of people to places like Nepal, and then subsequently they ended up meeting some great masters. So the appearance of the marijuana for some people may be due to a good karma. Please don't share this to other people. The trading of silk from between China and India has probably caused bringing Buddhism, Buddha Dharma to China. So I'm now talking as a Buddhist. So from a Buddhist point of view, good karma or the bad karma almost always, actually always, has something to do with how close a certain cause and condition is bringing you to the Dharma, which is the truth. There are guys like Jigme Lingpa who would look at some people on earth who have everything, all material things that a human beings can dream of, but not moment of sound of Dharma. From Jigme Lingpa's point of view, the guy has no good karma. So to specifically say that a certain, so and so consequences are result of a bad karma is very difficult to decide. Going back to earlier, I was telling you about cause and effect has some, this, what do you call it? There's this sense of logic. You understand logic. In the dream, the glass in the dream does hold the water, but that does not make that dream glass real in the waking time. Now we are talking we are talking quite philosophical. So those who are not used to this, please bear this. Cause and effect is many times cause and effect is used as tools to validate something. In your passport, which is like the proof of your existence, the big part of the passport is the birth date, right? So, like, when were you born? And it used to be even the father's name, mother's name, all of them, not anymore, but you understand. Okay, let me put it another way. If you plant tomato, only tomato grows. If you plant orange, only orange grows. Now, this logic then makes us forget that this is illusion. Because today we plant orange, tomorrow orange comes only, not a banana. If banana comes, then we will think, okay, you understand? So there will be confusion. Yeah, so this kind of legitimizing and validation through logic of cause, condition, and effect. In fact, there's another thing that the Buddhists usually add: cause, condition, no obstacle, result guaranteed. Plant a tomato, seed, cause, conditions such as fertilizer, water, space, so many. We will talk about condition a little later because that's important. And no obstacle, meaning no insects, eating the seed, or no birds eating the seed. Then, even if you pray, no tomato won't work. Tomato will still grow. Okay. While we are at this, let's talk about the definition. Okay, let's scrutinize cause and condition. This is a very, very tricky. I think this tricky thing has really, really caused lots of misunderstanding. As I said earlier, remember this: Buddhists don't have thesis that says this is the cause, only cause. Buddhists don't have that. So it's because of this. Buddhists don't talk about genesis. Buddhists really don't like talking about things like beginning. They scratch their head when the moment you use the words like beginning and end, then they just don't know what to do with you. Yeah. So like in the like original cause. That's a very That's the Buddhists don't understand, don't accept that. Now, conditions are myriad, incredibly, just so vast. And this is where things get so difficult, because you cannot, on a very, very, gross level, I've already told you, you can talk about tomato seed as the real cause, fertilizer, watering, this as a condition, but this is only on the gross level. On the most subtle level, in India, if you are planting a tomato, and let's say you have a conditioning fertilizer, that's cow dung, and this cow, let's say, just that morning ate a plastic. Can you understand now? This condition has impact on this tomato that you are about to eat. But even this is a very gross level. There is so many. We don't know the great, 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 great grandmother of this cow. We don't know where that cow came from. Maybe New Jersey. There are a lot of New Jersey cows Jersey cow, I think it's called, in India. Yes, the Jersey cow. Do you know Jersey cow? And motivation of the Jersey cow is because it gives more milk. See the motivation. There are people in East Bhutan. I'm sure there are some Bhutanese listening to this. So there are people in East Bhutan who prefer to drink. What's the name of this special cow? In Bhutanese, we call him jasmine. Which basun? No. Anyway, sorry, I forgot. A very special cow, very little milk, but supposedly really precious and nutritious and really like a gold class level of milk. Now I'm talking about human attitude, human motivation. These are all conditions. So there are people who are like myself. I can sometimes be very, very kind of religious fanatic, So there are people like me who go to India and try to drink Indian cow milk because I have this idea that maybe the Indian cows' great, 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 great grandmother may have a glance of a Buddha sitting under the Bodhi tree. Wow, what a connection. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how the motivation plays here. That would be so good, right? This is why people like, the, Buddhist, very religious devotee Buddhists, they go to places like Nepal, for instance. Because somewhere in Kathmandu, around that place, long time ago, many, many hundreds and thousands of years and lifetimes ago, Shakyamuni Buddha, he was just a bodhisattva, just beginning to practice Dharma, so to speak. And he was a handsome young man with the long hair, all of that. And one day, as he was roaming around in the street, he bumped into Dipankara Buddha coming towards him. The moment he saw the Dipankara Buddha, he had a goosebump and he had just amazing feeling towards this Buddha. And he saw, as the Dipankara Buddha is walking on the road, he saw a pothole, Kathmandu, pothole, muddy pothole. And just, he didn't know what to do, he didn't know what to do. So he quickly took up his hair and placed it on the pothole to let the Dipankara Buddha walk. Dipankara Buddha walked on that, and Dipankara Buddha told him, in so and so eons later, you will become the Siddhartha, Shakyamuni, Gautama. He prophesied that. So many years later, there are people like us, not all the time. My devotion is once in a blue moon, not all the time. When I'm in good mood, so to speak, when I go to Kathmandu, I sometimes say, oh, maybe this portal, maybe that portal, that's where Shakyamuni Buddha must have put his hair, so you feel so precious. Each and every inch of that Kathmandu, dusty, dirty shit everywhere, urine everywhere, you feel, anywhere could be the place where Dipankara walked and prophesied the Shakyamuni Buddha. So this is what we call motivation. Now, quickly, I will answer this. There's this, because I said earlier, if you cook an egg, you have a sort of a choice, soft or hard, whatever. But if you have cooked 99.99 or even actually fully cooked, then what? If you want to not cook, if you want to cook, if you want to uncook totally cooked egg, what do? Do we now have a chance? Yes, we have. And this path is called Tantrayana. Because the tantric path does not really, tantric path is not codependent to the philosophy of cause and effect. For a tantric, as a, again, this one, I have used this example before, so some of you are quite familiar. For a tantric, it's like giving a gold expert a kilo of ore, unpolished, dirty, rocky, not at all shiny, a kilo of ore to a goldsmith, gold expert. This person is equally happy to gain a kilo of gold. He will not judge, no, this is not shiny, this is not. For the goldsmith or a gold expert, this is just gold. Doesn't see the dirt at all. Another example, very experienced chef, cook. When he or she cook an egg, even though onion, what is it, egg, whatever, mushroom, omelette, let's say, omelette. When a chef is cooking an omelette, onion, mushroom, tomato, oil, put together, this chef does not see them separately. The vision is already the mushroom omelette. You see, this is how the tantric see to oneself and the others, already as the Buddha. But anyway, let's not go in there too much. So that's why 100% cooked can be uncooked. Actually, it doesn't end there. Tantric people will not even bother. Cooking, uncooking, all this is what do you call it? Exhausting. Leave it as it is. Okay, now as I said, karma is very big. Let's not, I'm jumping everywhere because we need to sort of try to have at least some kind of meaningful conversation. Karma is almost like it's maybe the word related is not the right word. It's almost like a synonymous to time. And therefore, whoever talk about karma, they have to talk about reincarnation. But I just want to give you warning here. The English word reincarnation may be not doing the justice for the actual word, yangsi, or this kind of, continuity. So I gave you already the example of in the dream, if you are drinking a glass of water or poison, milk, depending on what kind of cause and condition, not only the glass can hold the milk, there's also a seemingly time. Long time and a short time is irrelevant. I mean, it's very relative. If you are somebody who loves ice cream, and in the dream you are eating your favorite ice cream, time might go fast. And if you hate ice cream, and in the dream somebody force you to eat ice cream, this time may last so long. And this continuation, seemingly continuation, is the quintessential aspect of the idea of reincarnation. I think this is important to know. I know many of people think when the moment the word reincarnation is used, then they think in terms of, okay, I'm a human being right now. Maybe next life I will become a horse and trot, right? Trot, or stuff like that. That's fine. That's like a very gross level of understanding reincarnation. But it's actually much more than that. This morning we were very happy, some of us. And this afternoon, maybe we are not happy. And this evening, maybe we'll be happy. Color, manifestations, outfit, I don't know, attitude, changing. At the same time, there's a continuation. Okay, now I will conclude soon. Why should we understand karma? Why should we really even bother about it? And this is important. understanding the karma is important because we all want freedom. If you want freedom, you need to understand how the game of cause and condition and effect are played. Rule of the game. This how it is being played. Of course, ultimately, as a Buddhist, they don't they don't want to be involved with the game. Of course, that's the game. That's the ultimate game. I mean, the ultimate aim. But since we have already started to play the game, now aiming not to play the game, we need to finish the game, so to speak. Oh, I forgot one thing, which comes in your question. Okay. I think people also are interested to know interested to know about karmic connection and karmic debt, which is very related. Yes. Just as I talked about, remember earlier, cause and invisible cause and conditions regarding, remember I was talking about the cow and all that. This applies here. And you may think I'm being very romantic here, or I'm being very, what do you call it? It is possible that right this very moment, somewhere in Bolivia, a person who is karmically connected to me, because I'm using my hand too much here like this, he's feeling it. It's possible. Yes, this is, and even by the time we go into this, then people say, oh, now he's talking about myth and now he's talking religion. But okay, be it, doesn't matter. You can think like that. But if you can understand, remember the logic of great grandmother of the cow. If you apply that, I think you will then understand a little bit this. Because it's happening right now. Me and some of you, some of you are from, we never met. But here you are, sacrificing, 2 good hours, 2 to 3 good hours of a Sunday for some people, which you could have done so many other things like swimming or barbecue or whatever, but you are here listening to me. So karmic debt, maybe you are paying me or I'm paying you, or we don't know. I'm a Buddhist. I'm surrounded by Buddhist texts. Yet, sometimes I chose to read books like Kafka on the Shore by Murakami. I'm reading 10 page, 20 page. Still somebody's making sandwich, but I'm still reading. Karmic debt, I'm paying to him or he's paying to me, whatever. What does this mean? This means all system that we believe that this will work, socialism, democracy, election, this, that, we don't know really. We think it's working. It's a bit like the milk in the dream or the bleach in the dream. Okay, lastly, by understanding the karma, you will realize nothing is independently, truly existing in an isolated way. And this will help you to have a bigger picture of your life. So, do you want to be a good manager, good leader, boyfriend, girlfriend, father, mother, parents? All these, understanding karma, how the game is played and the rule of the game, I think it can help. Is the question? Simi's doing okay. Okay, so I think this is basically a very, very rough attempt to kind of karma, explain the karma in few different angles. Of course, this is a very difficult subject, and I hope I have answered some of your questions. Maybe I will take also 3 live questions. Yes.
Okay, Rinpoche. Gazella in Portuguese asks if you can talk some more about collective karma. Is there such a term? Does it exist?
Very good. Yes. This is another big one. So, bear in mind first, collective is very, very broad language. Okay. Just keep this in your head. there's about 20 people here and we are all looking at a tree. And most of these people are human beings in front of me, I think. Which means that something like this with the leaves and branches that has a root growing, going inside the earth is being taught as a tree. So this is what I'm talking about, a collective. This is a very big generalization, okay? Because some of here may be allergic to this tree. So they have a specific thing going on. And a lot of people here right now, you are not looking at this tree. So sorry, you don't have you and we don't have a collective karma to have the experience of seeing a tree. But I think we have a collective karma to hear about the tree. Okay, that's just an example. And I think a very big one is the virus that's happening right now. That may be a very big collective karmic experience we are having. Is it bad or good? Wow, so difficult to say. Between human beings, I guess we should say it's bad. But I heard there are a lot of animals and stuff, they're having good time. You see? Good and bad, very subjective again here. And for us, follower of the Buddha, it is our collective karma that Shakyamuni Buddha came on this earth. And his teachings are still alive. Okay, next question.
There are two questions actually that both are about the relationship between good karma and merit. So Lakshmi Aisola asks, is there a difference between the two? And from the Chinese audience, there's a
Is
same
there a
question.
difference between what?
Both accumulating merit or good merit and accumulating good deeds, karma.
Merit, again, is a tricky word. I think this English word may be not doing the justice to translate the word punya. Sanskrit word punya. Okay, this is important question. So I'm going to explain this a little bit. I think this is a fundamental question on ethic, isn't it? First, please keep in your head, morality, ethic all these are secondary in Buddhism. If wisdom, compassion, and the morality are going for a drive, wisdom will be the driver. Compassion sits next, you know, what you call a front seat. Morality, back seat, sometimes maybe in the trunk. I'm just sort of exaggerating a little bit to promote wisdom and compassion. What was it? What was the question? Oh yeah, right. So, okay. So, ethic, morality, ultimately, the Buddha Dhamma, which is really the quintessence is a non-duality. So ethic is a so dualistic, you understand, this is the right thing to do, wrong thing to do. So wisdom has to basically overtake this. There are many reasons for that, but one is this: how do you define what is a right ethic? How do you decide? Well, something very, very relative logic. Huh? What you don't like, what you don't like, you don't to others. You know, I think there's an expression for this. What you know, rangi lula pelon la jena nepa majijik. This is use your own body and existence as an example, and what you don't like, don't do others. That's about all. This is relative. So I don't like getting punched by somebody. So therefore, I also don't punch others because I'm assuming that the other person, human being, doesn't like being punched. Let's say I've been migrated to Mars. And there, the most intimate thing to do is punch. And let's say I have been there for 10 years now. I mean, like 1 year, okay, I'm excused because I don't know the culture or the habit. But I've been there for 10 years, and I know that, you know, they love being punched. And if I don't punch them, I don't know whether it's a good karma or bad karma. Something to think about. You guys should think about this. Okay, what's the next question?
From our Chinese audience, someone asks, can anyone bear the karmic consequences of sentient beings? So I think it means like take it on for other sentient beings, it sounds like.
Okay. This one, we need to I will try to explain, but please bear in mind, I don't want you to sort of hear it in a sort of a theistic way. Buddha himself said, Buddha cannot wipe away your suffering. Buddha can only teach you the way to liberate ourselves from the suffering and the cause of suffering. Okay, but a bodhisattva, they pray, may all beings suffering come to me. For the beginner bodhisattvas, this is a quintessential practice. But this one serves in many, many different levels. One level, bodhisattvas are trying to really crush the self-cherishing. So on that level. Another level, bodhisattvas are trying to put their feet in the other's shoes. That level. And ultimately, bodhisattvas are learning to actualize there is no self and other. Non-duality, right? Non-duality. So in order to get accustomed to that kind of non-duality attitude, they use the opposite sort of method, and the opposite of our usual thinking. For instance, usually when we suffer, first thing we think about is ourselves. But the bodhisattvas train themselves to not think this way. Yes. So the real answer, as a power of the bodhisattva's aspiration and the bodhicitta, they not only practice to have the all others suffering to themselves, it also, what do you call it? This is tricky. In a way, you may hear this in a wrong way, so I'm a bit worried. This can elevate others' suffering, but by the time it reaches to, so to speak, bodhisattvas himself is no more suffering. Shantadeva said this very clearly. I think for most of our ears, it may not fit in. Statement like for a bodhisattva, it is a joy when the suffering of others come to them. So it's no more a suffering. Can you understand the logic? So don't think that bodhisattvas are masochists or something. And it's doable. There's a whole training on this. Even if you are the most stingy person, first you learn to give with your left hand to right hand. I'm serious. There's actually 100,000 times like this. Give by the left hand to the right hand. Then maybe a chewing gum. This I made it up. Shantadeva said vegetable. Yeah. You train and train. Then one day, somebody wants your left arm. No problem. Just as how you have no problem to give up your chewing gum. But I don't think the common people can understand this. But it should. It's not that difficult to understand, actually, if you apply a bit of a analysis. If you have too much stuffed animal in your house, in your living room, dolls, that's taking too much of your space, you have no qualms of giving it away, right? Because you have realized it's just a stuffed animal. It's not the real bear. Yeah. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much. And I hope this karmic discussion, I hope this this works as a beginning of discussing karma. Karma is very big. There is a sutra called a Rice Sutra. Rice Sutra, I don't know. Please, you can, if you are interested, look into that. You can begin being karma-fearing person. But hopefully you transcend from karma-fearing to karma understanding. And then hopefully shrug off all kinds of karma. Of course, the bad karma, but even the good. Okay, thank you.
On behalf of everyone, thank you very much, Rinpoche, for this teaching, and may you continue to turn the wheel and keep teaching us again and again.
you.